YOLO, my fellow human beings, and welcome to episode 65 of The Best Blessed Life. I'm your best host, Kristen, and today's topic is Olive Garden, more like Oh Love Good Chicken. These titles are getting really hard, so bear with me. Before we get started, I want to thank you all for watching. Please continue to watch, comment, share, like, subscribe, ring the bell, and please pass them on to anyone you think that they could help. With that being said, our things to do today are the positive words from the week, which I have sitting here. Our dinner done differently is obviously not in honor of St. Patrick's Day, so happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody, but we're doing Italian. Sorry. We already had our corned beef, and I figure there's not a lot you can do with it that hasn't already been done. So I decided to go Italian. So bear with me. And then we're going to talk about stepping it up a notch. Just in our overall health and that kind of thing. So we're going to start with the Friday the 11th is where we left off. And it's finesse, impressive skills or handling something expertly. Expertise or flair. Yeah, I'm already having a great day today. Okay. Saturday was Doty, marked by fearless resolution, brave and persistent. The 13th was valuable, having desired or esteemed characteristics or qualities of great use or service, precious or worthy. The 14th was stupendous, causing astonishment or wonder, awesome or marvelous. 15th was integrity, to live in accordance with your deepest values, honest and true, whole and undivided. Okay, sorry about that. Just when I get started. Okay, the 15th was integrity. I believe I said that. To live in accordance with your deepest values, honest and true, whole and undivided. Wednesday was challenge, something that needs great mental or physical effort in order to be done successfully and therefore tests a person's abilities. And today, I chose an Irish word. It's spelled S-A-O-I, but it's pronounced C. And it's an ever-knowing, all-seeing, wise being who can guide you on the right path. So, hopefully we all have one of those out there. And, yeah. So, we're done with that. Okay. Next, we're going to do our dinner done differently. Now, this one I found on Pinterest as well, and I forgot to write down the recipe, but it's slow cooker Olive Garden chicken, I believe, or Olive Garden chicken slow cooker recipe, something of that nature. So, what this recipe requires, now remember, I know I keep repeating this, but I'm making the recipe for the first time with you, okay? Don't forget that. So if I bumble it, we bumble it together. How's that? Okay, so here's our recipe. It's 4 boneless, I gotta get the light off there. 4 boneless, skinless chicken breasts, 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. We got a 16-ounce bottle of Olive Garden Italian dressing, and I'm gonna show you what I'm using. And then the ingredient, that's basically it. Okay. So I did not have 4 boneless, skinless chicken breasts. So what I did to actually, bump it up a notch, and the fact that we've had a lot of pasta lately, I decided to incorporate some potatoes and onions as my, bottom layer? I don't know how it's going to work out, but I do have the onions in the bottom. So what I did was I lined my slow cooker with a little bit of aluminum foil. I'm just hoping it'll kind of beef up my maybe browning of the potatoes a little bit. I'm also adding, I forgot to tell you, I'm also adding mushrooms, which I don't have on this sign. I put potatoes, onions, and garlic. Forgot to get the garlic out. I'm a little worried because I haven't been able to get the jar open lately. So. And it doesn't look like there's much in there. I think I'm just going to use a little garlic powder on the chicken itself. So that's my compromise, guys. If you have fresh or at least the minced stuff, go ahead and use that. Okay, so in the bottom here, I have my onion, and I just kind of eighth it. You know, I cut it in half and then I quartered them. Okay, and then I'm also going to put the potatoes in there, but I'm not going to put I don't think I'm going to put the mushrooms or the onions. Sorry. The mushrooms yet. I was also going to say asparagus because I have asparagus that I'm putting in here as well. Not in it. We're having with it. Okay. Yeah, I'm on a roll here. So here's my potatoes. I basically halved and quartered these. So I hate saying it that way, so that's why I halved and quartered. Okay. I'll get it yet. Okay, I started kind of early, and I really just have probably one really big one, considered a really big chicken breast, or two smaller ones. And so I am really beefing it up here with the potato. But my husband's a big potato fan, so. And then the other thing that they didn't talk about, and I got a little worried that maybe if I didn't do this, that my potatoes would kind of suffer a little bit. Just on the bottom, I'm going to pour, I don't know, I just want them to have a little bit of a steam factor too. And maybe to incorporate into the rest of the recipe. I don't know, half a cup? Maybe a whole cup? Okay. And then maybe I'll put the garlic powder on the potatoes, because then once I put the chicken on here, it'll all just kind of, a couple good shakes. I'm a garlic powder fanatic. I love it. Okay, so that was our potatoes. I'm like, where did this come from? Okay. I'll get straightened out here yet, people. All right, so I'm going to kind of let that meld, and actually the next step is to put your chicken breasts in. So I'm going to put them in like thusly. I mean, they're pretty thick. Okay, so I'm putting them on top of my taters. Okay, get that out of the way. Okay, and then in this bowl here, I'm going to move this off to the side. We are putting, let me wash my hands and do a spin. So let me know in the comments below how y'all are celebrating your St. Patty's Day. Especially if you're Irish, I would love to know. Do y'all have corned beef and cabbage? Or is that just an Americanized thing? I'm curious. Okay. So in this bowl, and the fun thing is, I found at my Aldi a generic version of the Olive Garden salad dressing. So I'm very excited. But if you can find any kind of like creamy Italian, probably would work. It looks like it's got a creamy factor to it. And we're using the whole bottle. So we're going to pour it in here like thusly. Oh, that smells good by itself. And then we're adding a 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. And what I did, I might have added a little bit more than that because I'm using potatoes, and potatoes themselves are pretty bland. So I thought, you know, it would be a way to add salt without adding actual salt. And then we're getting a spoon. We're mixing this all together very gently because I have a feeling it would easily just be a mess. You know, the nice thing about the nice thing about the Parmesan cheese is it does thicken up the dressing quite a bit. Okay. And then we're supposed to cook it for about, it says 8 hours on low. And she said the reasoning behind that is because you're using chicken breasts for the most part. And they get dried out pretty easily in a crock pot or slow cooker, however you want to put it. So you want to make sure. I'm sitting here in my head thinking, should I add the mushrooms now in order for them to absorb some of this flavor? I think I will. And I found some honkin' mushrooms. You're gonna just like. I'm just making sure because I feel like a lot of it on the bottom. Okay, so I got these mushrooms from this is like one cut in half. And I didn't want to keep them too big, but I also didn't want to cut them too small so that when they did cook in here that they would just kind of disintegrate. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is put these all around. I mean, they're huge. This stuff smells amazing, by the way. Like, I left some of the smaller ones whole. Like I said, because I didn't want... I'm wondering now if I should wait to actually cover the chicken with some of them. Bear with me, guys. Like I said, I'm learning just like you. I was afraid that the mushrooms wouldn't get the sauce, but I'm also afraid that they will cover up the chicken and it won't get any sauce. So I'm going to get a good portion of it down. And then once I put the mushrooms in, I'll put the rest. Now keep in mind, normally this is a recipe for 4 chicken breasts. So I'm just compensating for the fact that I don't have, or I don't have a family. I have a family. I don't have a family here that will eat 4 chicken breasts. I mean, I guess I could make it for leftovers, but I'm trying to learn how to downsize a little bit. It's not working out real well. Okay. And then again, we're going to pour. We're doing a light drizzle, so at least all the mushrooms get a little bit before I go and swish it over everything. And the funny thing is, I was just going to add potatoes and onions, and then I went to the grocery store, and I'm like, ooh, these mushrooms are gorgeous. And so is the asparagus. So that's why it's getting all this dinner is getting all this extra love. So that's it, guys. That's the whole recipe. I guess I should have planned on making something else too. I didn't know it was going to go that quickly. But I did a lot of stuff. I left the breasts whole. That's what she said to do. But maybe if you need to do it smaller, or your chicken maybe isn't defrosted all the way, cut it up in like bigger pieces maybe? I don't know. Alright, you're not going to see anything with the mushrooms on the top, but don't they look delicious? I'm going to remember this combination of just the salad dressing with the Parmesan cheese. I think it would work a lot for a lot of different things. This isn't working right. Hello. Okay. I'm going to do the spin again. My dog, for some reason, is overly excited about being in the kitchen today. I have no idea why. All right. And since I am a little worried about, let me get this down in here for one thing, about the potatoes cooking all the way and not having a ton of liquid in there, I am going to start mine out on high for the first hour. And then I'm going to reduce it after that because I just worry about the potatoes. Mainly because I've had experiences with potatoes before in a slow cooker. And for some reason, it's not my friend. I don't know why I put salt and pepper over here because I didn't use it. I did think about the pepper. I think I will do a quick shot of pepper. I'm not going to do the salt because I did add the extra parm. So I think I'm just gonna do a quick, and mostly just the mushrooms are gonna get it. But hopefully once we mix it all together. Okay, get in there. I want it as sealed. You know what? I'm going to bring up the aluminum foil around all the parts it's sticking out from. So maybe it'll at least form a little bit more of a seal. Okay. There we go. And hopefully that will keep me from trying to sneak my my nose in there to see how it smells. You know how that goes, right? All right. So I don't know why I'm off kilter today. This makes me feel like my kitchen is crooked. All right. So let's talk a little bit about stepping it up a notch and really paying attention to what your body is basically telling you. First of all, I want to see how long that took us. And this is including all the spiel I do in the beginning. That took 16 minutes. And that's even talking about, like, right now, it's 16 minutes. So it probably took 10. And the prep itself, like the chicken, I didn't have to cut, but I did defrost yesterday, or put in the fridge to defrost yesterday. The potatoes I cut this morning, which took about 10 minutes, maybe not even, 5. The mushrooms I prepped this morning. Oh, another tip about the mushrooms, because we don't use the stems. What I did was, where are they? I took the stems and I put them in a Ziploc bag, and I couldn't find a marker, so I put a little piece of paper in there with the date on it and what it is, so that when I make like chicken soup or chicken stock. All right, Pop, get in the way. You're gonna knock me out, dude. Okay, pardon us for a second. Blind dog, honey, you're on my court. There we go. Sorry. I could just see that ending in disaster. Oh, and then here's my asparagus. Look at how pretty. Pretty asparagus. And I'm just going to cook that normal. Although, where we camp, we used to cook it with, or marinate it in... Okay, so what I mean by stepping it up a notch, and I don't even necessarily mean physically, I just mean I want to make us more aware of how to take better care of ourselves. And I just made that a conscious effort to myself to say, I'm not going to like go down quietly. I'm not the type of person that keeps quiet for too long. I'll keep quiet for a little bit, but so this is kind of my body speaking up and telling me things like, you know what, been eating a little too much ice cream lately. It's not so much too much of something, it's just that, well, it is too much of something. Too much sugar, too much preservatives, you know. Thinking about starting and making my own ice cream, because I found a little itty bitty ice cream maker at Goodwill. So I have it in the freezer. I have every intention of starting to make my own, so fingers crossed that works out. But we can find ways to have things without like ruining our health. There are ways to make stuff healthier, and that's the whole point of the show. What I've been trying to show you is that, you know, and my posts every day on Instagram and Facebook, I usually post them at night after I've gotten whatever steps I'm going to get for the day. I post those with a little, like, I don't know, diary entry, if you will, about those days' emotions or what have you. And yesterday was day 45. And I don't know, I just got this feeling like, well, the weather was great, so that helped. Sun and a little bit of warmth. I don't like it too hot, especially if I'm going to run. And in my head, I'm thinking, it's just a nice day to walk outside. This close to bring my coffee cup. Because I found when it's really cold out and I have my winter coat on, I like to do more of a walk of kind of, let's get some stuff out kind of walk. So that's kind of where I feel like nature is my therapist. And so, I bring a cup of coffee to a therapist's office and sit there and drink it while I'm talking to them. And everything seems to just, spew out. But yesterday, once I hit outside and I was standing there thinking about how I was going to approach which direction I was going, because that's a big conundrum, which way I'm going to go. I don't know why. There's certain ways I like to go more than others. Some are less dingy than others, and I don't mean that in a negative way. It's just that the town is it needs a good cleaning up after the snow, if you know what I'm saying. Garbage and things that get caught in snow piles. It's all around. So I like to find the most pleasant way to walk, at least. And then I got started, and I was doing my stretches. I kind of stretch my ankles out. I turn my feet in and out, kind of walk like this, and then walk like this. And then I do some butt kicks. I like to get, the front thighs and the hips stretched out. So I like to stretch any part in there. And then I do some knee raises. So I'm lifting the knees up high and getting them, nice and then I like to get my core nice and elongated, stretch it out. Maybe even go up overhead. We've done some stretches. I've shown you some great stretches. That wasn't why I started this whole conversation. So if you want to see stretches, they're in quite a few episodes. 24 always sticks in my head, so check that one out. But as I got on this walk and I started stretching out, I'm like, okay, I have no reason not to. There's no snow on the ground. There's no ice patches. I say ice patches like that because they hide a little bit, when it's still cold outside. It looks like part of the... I'm not talking about black ice where once you get up on it, you can see it. I'm talking about you don't see it at all. It's like part of the road or something. I can't explain it. But there was a couple pretty decent scares in there, and I stopped running until I knew that was not going to be the problem. And I'm like, that's not an excuse anymore. Crap. Okay, what else can I give as a reason? And I'm like, there's a lot of hills. I'm not feeling it today. But I was feeling it, or I wouldn't have been having this conversation with myself. Your body is telling you it wants to run. So why are you sitting here going, I don't know. So I started running. And I'm talking when I'm running like this. This is my run. I'm not sprinting. I'm not doing any great steps. I'm just trying to get my form back. And there is a form, and there's this way you have to go about things and to settle into your frame and find what works for you. I mean, there are some conditions that you should kind of follow as far as how you should carry your hands and things like that. And I should have looked that up before I started. But the thing of it is, if you look at from one person to the next, they don't look the same. Their frame is different. Their height is different. Their legs are longer than yours. My torso is very long. I have 80% torso and 20% leg. And so when I'm running, it kind of looks like I'm separated in half because the only thing that seems to really move, except for my arms, and I kind of keep them kind of loose, it is my legs. I got my core nice and tight to protect my lower back, and I just picked up and kept my feet moving. I kept my feet coming backwards. I completed the stride. You want to make sure you do that. And I said to myself, well, get to this part or get to that part. Well, I would say all those times that I said, if you just run from here to the corner, and I didn't get to the corner, I wasn't upset about it because I was running. I was just like, you know what? I don't care if I get to the corner. I mean, I don't care if I run to the corner. I care if I get to the corner. But the running was just what I felt in my heart needed to do. Now, when I'm running and I'm breathing normal, I'm taking nice deep breaths. I'm not feeling out of breath. I'm not going, and I'm not feeling the stitch in my side I used to get when I was a kid. So I'm like, I'm happy, you know? I'm like, okay, I got to here. That's awesome. I ran. I just ran from there to here. So, yeah, I was just so happy that I was running. So, when I'm talking about stepping it up a notch, in my sense of the word, that's what I meant to me. But whatever your next step you think should be, it doesn't necessarily have to do with exercise. It could have to do with how you eat, or when you eat, or what things you're putting together. Combinations of foods. There's superfoods out there that work together in tandem that are like unstoppable. And I'm going to have to get you that information. One of them is carrots and hummus. And it's just like this super combo of... Plus, it's really good. And they have so many lovely hummus flavors out there. It makes a great sandwich spread. Avocado, just flattened out and spread on bread. As your mayonnaise. Awesome. A little salt and pepper on top of there. And then whatever meats you want to use, or... if you're a vegetarian or a vegan, you know, whatever you're comfortable with putting on a sandwich. Lettuce, tomato, onion, ham, turkey, fish, tuna fish. And then if you are the type of person that normally buys lunch meat, is there a way that you can transition to maybe, you know, leftover meat from a chicken or turkey? Or if you like eggs, making more like an egg sandwich, either scrambled, hard-boiled. And I'm not necessarily saying making egg salad, because that requires mayonnaise. But I bet you there's a recipe out there on Pinterest that you could find that doesn't require mayo at all. Like some sort of Greek yogurt combo thing. Or maybe the Greek yogurt mixed with the mayo so that it's cut quite a bit. There's so many things we could do to tweak how you live today and what you're doing today to make your life easier. That's why I show you these quick meals like this. Like that took me 16 minutes to set up, but maybe you do some of the prep the night before and have it all in the crock pot so that all you do before you walk out the door to go to work, plop it in there. And set it on low for 8 hours. Or whatever the recipe says. Soup, you can do everything in crock pot. Instant pots are for when you get home from work and you only have like so much time and you wanted to do, say you forgot to put I guess you could set them for longer. I just feel as though I'm more comfortable with a slow cooker. And maybe sorry, that was my microphone. I have an Instapot, but my husband's kind of been in charge of that. They make me a little nervous. So maybe that's something that as I step it up a notch, I learn how to use and learn. I'm sure there's a way you can set it for longer. But Instapot in my head makes it instant, you know. So I'm trying to think of things where that you need to, you know, get it in there and then forget about it. And when you walk in the door, it's already done. And this way the vegetables are in there as well, which if we could think about making more fresh vegetables or even frozen vegetables over canned, that's stepping it up a notch. These are little itty bitty things that can mean a great big thing if you look at the bigger picture. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not asking you to change your entire life. But maybe you want to. Is it working for you now? That's the question you got to ask yourself. Is what you're doing right now working? I know I've asked you this question before. And if you follow me on Instagram, that's another thing. It's the Best Blessed Life. That's me. I'm not Kristen Haas. There is a Kristen Haas out there using my photo. That is not me. You follow me on the Best Blessed Life, and you can follow me at Kristen Haas on Facebook. Okay, I post a positive word of the day every day in my story. I have it set up to be posted at 9:30. Hopefully, if I'd done the work the day before, it gets up there. But I have been asking questions of you lately, trying to get you to kind of step outside your comfort zone and think about things in a different way. So today, I'm going to tell you what today's question was real quick here. It says, one habit you need to let go of. And the positive word and everything is up there. It's just a little way to get you to think about your day and think about something that maybe you hadn't thought about before. I think another one I asked is what currently inspires you, or what's one of your strengths is another one. I asked you what your hobbies were yesterday, I think. So if you guys want to comment, send me messages, answer the question. I would love to hear some of your answers. It would be great. So that's up there every day, and then the post at night, just a little diary post about my day and if I walked. I don't know if you saw on Sunday, I'm kind of gonna not think of Sunday as a day to walk unless I absolutely feel it necessary. That's kind of my project day, reading day, time to just kind of not stress myself out about whether I walk or not. And I look at my watch and go, crap, I only got this amount of steps. I'm not going to worry about it. That day is set aside specifically for whatever. And if I walk and that's my whatever for that day, that's fine. But from now on, that is my one, that is officially the only day off I'm taking. Now, granted, there might be days where I ease up. Like today, I'm not sure how I'm going to feel. It's another beautiful day outside. It's again pretty sunny. So once I get out there, I will determine whether or not I feel the need to run. But if I don't, I know at least I'm going to go walking. But every step you take towards this positive thing, you're going to realize the next positive thing is something you want to do or you come up with. Like I was walking yesterday, like kind of pissed off at the fact that I was getting older. I mean, like what else is going to happen? It's not like you can stop it, right? But what I said to myself was, I could make it so I don't feel like I'm older. And in my head, you know, this is all making perfect sense. Like, of course, you can make yourself younger. Poof. Voila. I mean, if that were the case, I would have stopped the fibro 13 years ago. That's not what I meant. Is I'm going to do as much in my power to slow down how age affects me. And if that means doing whatever it took without going out of like out of what I think is normal or what I think would help me, or I can't think of what I want to say. This is important as far as like, you know, I'm sick of seeing the doctor. So how can I prevent myself from having to do that? Now, yes, we have to go for physicals and things like that. But what is it going to take in my head for my body to understand that what I'm doing for it is something important And that if my brain makes it understand that, yeah, you know what, you might want a piece of candy, but guess what? We're going to do fruit, or we're going to do, yogurt or oatmeal, or there's so many different things you can do to replace it. And there's so many different recipes we've tried to either take something we love and make it a little bit healthier without killing the flavor. Like, so many people use the reason that healthy doesn't taste good. But I think healthier can taste better. I don't know, is that a thing? Maybe I better write that down. That seems pretty logical. I'm never logical. Healthier tastes better. The 15th was use one positive word to describe yourself. You know how many people have a hard time doing that? I have a lot, and most of them are pretty much talking about how, like, determined I am. Like, tell me no, come on, please, just try me and see what happens. Like, that's the kind of, like, mode I'm in right now. Like, I'm sick of being a wuss. I want to be a badass, I want to, like, I'm not talking about going out there and beating people up. I'm talking about, I don't know, a health ninja. I hope this is making some sense to people. Like, even if the smallest things change how you feel about how you live, wouldn't you do that? And if it wasn't that big of a deal, wouldn't you trade that for living a better life? That's what I'm saying. Like, wouldn't you rather not be on prescription medication? I know I would. I would love to be off prescription medication. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make it so that I don't need more, or I don't have to change it up again, because that was torture. But minute steps, like the babyest of steps. When your body notices it, it's gonna feel like this ginormous change for the better. And you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna be proud of yourself. I know, it's crazy. Okay, so before I leave you today, somebody shared on Facebook, a friend of mine, her name is Carla Snyder. She's friends with me on Facebook. We share posts together a lot. And one of the things she shared, and I even screenshot it and sent it to my kids because they're not on Facebook. Let me think of where it's at. I have to think of where my screenshots are. Okay. And I shared it on Facebook, so if you're following me, it's, if you need a little motivation today, call 707-998-8410. It's a school project where kindergartners give you a pep talk. And it works. It really is. Here, let me see. I'll call them for you. It should be up here.
Para un mensaje feliz, presiona 5.
Wait.
Please listen to the following options for encouraging messages. If you're feeling mad, frustrated, or nervous, press 1. If you need words of encouragement and life advice, press 2. If you need a pep talk from kindergartners, press 3. If you need to hear kids laughing with delight, press 4. For encouragement in Spanish, press 5.
Okay, so I did this one. Isn't that awesome? Okay, and then here's 2.
If you're feeling mad, frustrated, be grateful for yourself. Dude, live it up. Be you. I trust that you can make things work. Be happy. Try it again. Believe in yourself. If you're feeling up high
Isn't that amazing?
Capable of doing anything. You just have to let yourself shine. No, you look great. Be responsible. Be nice. Choose weird. You are okay. We love you. If you're feeling mad, frustrated, or nervous, press 1. Well, when you're feeling mad, you should take 3 deep breaths and think of things that make you happy. Saying what makes me happy is when, and I think of happy things will happen in the future, like going to a friend's house or a cousin's house. Bye.
Aw.
If you
So, I mean, hello. Isn't that the best? Alright, so I had to share that with you. So I guess that's it for today. I'll let you know how the chicken turns out. I'm really excited. So maybe I'll post a pic at the end of the day here. And with that, I want to say have a good day. Go do great things. Be your best self. And please live your best blessed life. Thanks for watching. Bye.